All right, so I think I might have this show intro in the makings at least. Let me try this out. Welcome to How to Be a Dope Artist, a series giving insight into the process of creatives through a creative's process. That worked. This is episode 3. Episode 2 was about the art of the recap. Episode 1 was a bit of a pilot, just for me to get an idea of how I wanted to do the show format. So we're continuing on. The basic way that I'm thinking things will go is I'll do some type of short documentary piece or short film piece that'll be about maybe 10 to 20 minutes. And in the process of getting to that short piece, there will be these mini pieces. The mini pieces will be, anywhere from, 0 to 10 minutes. So today's episode is going to focus on conducting interviews with your documentary subjects and share a few techniques that I personally use, techniques that I come back to. I have a pretty flexible documentary style, but got a few tried and true tactics that I just always come back to. Our subject for today is Miya Bailey, the curator of the City of Ink 12th Anniversary Annual Art Show. For interviews, I believe in home field advantage. For most shoots, anything engaging somebody on a personal and intimate level, I think calls for personal space. So I typically look to go to a person for an interview, no matter what situations come up, because you can't control every single thing. You know that person will be able to easily find a way to center themselves within the space that they choose. Peter Street Station worked really well as home field advantage, for one, because we all go there every day, but because I also had another thing that I needed to accomplish.
So there's that. What's up, Maya? I'm good. We are out here talking about having loads of children. This is my class, Maya class. This is brother Maya, who is the owner of this. And
one of the things that often holds up Maya and I's ability to interview is the fact that he has a whole lot of work things to do. So I figured I would just do the interview at a work thing. I set up this field trip with Quilombo Academic and Cultural Institution because they're working on a project that actually has them drawing up architectural blueprints for their ideal school. So why not have them come talk to someone who's been institution building in the community for a while? Have them see what art, manifests into from the physical side. The other benefit of having these children come to the school is I know most of them and they're pretty well behaved, so Maya wouldn't be in a bad mood after the field trip. Mood is a really important part of the interview, depending on what the subject matter will be. You may not want a cantankerous, crotchety person sitting in front of you giving you one-word answers. Maybe you do. Maybe you'll turn that interview into kind of a voice of God type of thing, so you don't have to say anything. You just kind of operate off of what they've been saying. But you really just got to set it up for, whatever it is that you're expecting from them. It's not going to just come in the questions. You never know how a person's going to answer a question. But if the mood is right, if the person is comfortable, or if the person is just however way you need them to be, you're probably going to get the type of answers that you need for your story.
Yeah, they're really good.
Thank you.
They had a microphone.
We about to make an ass and Marvin.
They be like,
That's just so weird.
well, yeah, man.
Once we get all settled in, I pull out my notes. Sometimes I have them written, sometimes they're on my phone, and just kind of get an idea of the questions I want to start with. I know that my primary focus is on how the City of Ink Collective has curated not only their own space, but the space around them, being the Castleberry Hill neighborhood. I want to get a good idea of the beginning and how it's gotten to this point.
We were originally on Peachtree and Trinity Street, right? I got into a little altercation with somebody. So we ended up going to Mitchell Street, and we was over there for a second, and we used to walk all the way to Peter Street to a pizza spot owned by my homegirl Karen, and back then it was Slice. And she owned Slice, and there was nothing over here really. It was the barbershop, and it was Slice. It was Off the Hook Barbershop, and it was Slice.
I have in mind what I hope people will say, because maybe it'll match up perfectly with an image that I have. But the best way for me to just get what I need is just really to be direct and concise. You know, like I play a balance between, you know, a lot of input, you know, or a lot of setup to the question, and then just flat out asking the question.
I always had this vision of, realistically, like, to have a neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking of, like, bigger than just a block. I'm thinking of, like, a whole community. If you start your own community, your own neighborhood, you can set your own rules, you know, as long as you're abiding by the laws of the land.
Something else to consider is long-term rapport building with your subjects. If you know that you may need to sit down for another interview, you gotta ask more questions. That probably, you know, goes back to setting the mood. You know, if you don't set the mood right, you're probably not gonna get another interview. You know, like if you done pissed off your interviewee. So I like to close out on a good note.
Yeah, nigga. Alright, there you go. There you go. Because the only reason I made a mistake is because I made a mistake. I don't make mistakes on this game. Y'all niggas laugh, man. You laugh.
Oh, I couldn't even see that shit.
Hey! This is some of the greatest footage ever. Damn! Yo.
How that shit go right back in?
Man. That's it. Go. You didn't hear it though?
That's funny.
Interviews have been a very crucial part of the documentary filmmaking process for me because they've been like the backbone of my stories. You know, I usually include interviews as a narration so that I can take my own voice out. But these days I'm falling more and more out of love with a whole lot of yapping, and I'm experimenting with how to let the images be the primary driving force in my films. I do think that the words are nice for context, but overall film is a visual medium, and you know, the images need that space to do the talking. So yeah, that's about it. Episode 4 is coming next week, next Thursday. Please like and subscribe. Hit the like button to let us know that you like what we're doing. I'm sure that helps with our algorithm stuff too, so that this series can be better placed, more people can be exposed to it. Subscribe so that you can stay up to date with when the next episode is coming, and you know, share this with a friend, an artsy friend, a friend who likes to learn things, a filmmaking friend, you know, friends who like to watch things. It's a pretty broad range, so a lot of people to share it with. I'm Artemus Jenkins. This has been How to Be a Dope Artist. I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace.